Real estate is a very powerful tool. The majority of, your millionaires and billionaires either got there with real estate or made real estate part of their portfolio along the way. And the classic example I use is, if you walk into a bank today and want $100,000 to buy gold or stocks, they're going to laugh at you. But if you ask them for $100,000 to buy real estate, most likely they're going to give you the money. So it's a very powerful tool. Leverage, mortgage pay down from the rent. There's tremendous tax advantages. I love the tax advantages. And so as opposed to other investments such as stocks, bonds, whatever, you actually get to control the asset. If you buy stock in Amazon or Boeing or some other large corporation, you have no control over that. But if you buy real estate, you are in control. You know where you get to choose where you buy it, who you rent it to, how you buy it. You're completely in control.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Kesil. Today, I'm joined by someone I'm looking forward to chatting with, Greg Clatterbuck, who is a real estate investor as well as a home inspector. So excited to have you here today, Greg.
Thank you, Michelle. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. So let's dive in. First off, for those not familiar with you and your work yet, can you share what your main focus is?
I've got a full-time W-2 job as a firefighter, and I operate a home inspection business. And then I basically take the proceeds from the inspection business and invest it into real estate. So, my focus is growing the home inspection side of things and then taking that capital and putting it towards real estate, kind of as a retirement plan for the future.
Awesome. How did you get started in real estate?
So I started out doing home inspections for a gentleman that I knew, and I was doing home inspection one day for a guy who was buying a townhouse that he was going to rent out. And he told me what he was going to rent it for, and I knew how much he was paying for it. And the numbers kind of clicked, and I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense. Maybe I should look into this. And so I ended up buying a townhouse, very unsophisticated, didn't understand the big picture. My goal was to buy a piece of property, rent it out, and paid for by somebody else at the end of 30 years. A couple of years later, I bought another one and got more into the understanding of how real estate works. Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, kind of grew from there. But really, when I got in, it was, like I said, very simplistic mindset, not understanding the big picture.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Right. And how do you see the big picture now?
I think real estate is a very powerful tool. The majority of, your millionaires and billionaires either got there with real estate or made real estate part of their portfolio along the way. And the classic example I use is, if you walk into a bank today and want $100,000 to buy gold or stocks, they're going to laugh at you. But if you ask them for $100,000 to buy real estate, most likely they're going to give you the money. So it's a very powerful tool. Leverage, mortgage pay down from the rent. There's tremendous tax advantages. I love the tax advantages. And so as opposed to other investments such as stocks, bonds, whatever, you actually get to control the asset. If you buy stock in Amazon or Boeing or some other large corporation, you have no control over that. But if you buy real estate, you are in control. Where you get to choose where you buy it, who you rent it to, how you buy it. You're completely in control.
Absolutely. And what type of real estate investment strategies are you working with?
Primarily do single family, duplexes. I do have a multifamily townhouse development, I guess you would say. But again, it's kind of still more really on the single family side. I like the opportunities in single family. The exit opportunities are much easier. It's much easier to get into it, I think. So, the short answer is single family.
Awesome. What do you feel have been some of the main keys that have made the biggest difference in allowing your business to be able to grow and to run smoothly?
I would say on the home inspection side, from that business aspect, is systems. You have to have systems, otherwise you're not going to be able to grow. And one thing I've learned along the way, being part of coaching groups and hanging out with other successful people, you get ahead a little bit and you feel like you're barely keeping your head above water and you're forced to put in systems and you think everything is where you need it, and then you grow some more. And then, you're back barely keeping your head above water. So you implement more systems. And, I would say the more systems you have, the more processes you can put in place, the less things you have to touch on a daily basis, the better off you're going to.
Yeah, can you expand on what that process looks like for you?
Well, for example, on the home inspection side of things, we have a call center. We have, for example, when somebody places an order, all of our pricing is based on specific criteria for the house that can be entered by anybody. There's a specific process on how that gets entered into the system. Once, for example, once the inspection is finalized, emails are automated.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Payment collection is automated, notifications to inspectors, to clients, realtors, all that's excuse me, all that's automated. And so um, anything that you have to explain to somebody, more than once, you should have a system in place so that you don't have to explain that again. For example, I make Loom videos on how to do different processes and then send that out to the inspectors and they can review that so that everybody's doing it the same way. So again, I would say anything that you can make automated and systematic, the better off you're going to be.
Yeah, definitely. What has been like an obstacle or challenge that you have faced on your investing journey that now looking back in hindsight, you can see the lesson?
Well, for example, the multifamily property that I have, we closed on it in January of 2020, so just before COVID hit, which obviously was a scary time in the real estate world. You weren't able to evict tenants if they didn't pay. So I think the biggest thing with that is staying the course, understanding that there's gonna be an end. I mean, having enough reserves in place to cover those unexpected turn of events, whatever comes along, having enough reserves to handle those events. So whether it's a HELOC, whether it's actual cash set aside, whether it's another W-2 income job that you have, but being able to cover those unexpected costs and occurrences that come up that we're not.
Yeah, that makes sense to have that cushion. What are you most focusing on solving or scaling to next in your business?
I'm looking forward this year to uh, purchasing properties that, and basically doing the Burr method, um, buying underperforming assets that need some renovation, creating that equity, and then renting them out. I think this year is going to be a good opportunity for that. I think there's going to be more properties coming onto the market. I don't really see prices going up a whole lot, but I think there's going to be more opportunities. I think rents are going to be increasing, if not this year, into next year. So I think it's a good time to be acquiring and doing the Burr method is going to allow you to do it for less capital.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I can already see it from the home inspection side. We're getting, we're seeing more inspections coming in. I think people are getting a little bit more confidence as far as the economy as a whole has somewhat stabilized. Affordability has improved since prices have gone down slightly or stayed flat. Incomes are increasing, so and rates have come down a little bit, not a lot, but rates have come down a little bit. So that is all going towards affordability, which is, allowing people the opportunity to to purchase, which in turn is bringing more, uh, so somebody's going to move, they're going to sell. So it's just bringing more inventory to the market.
Yeah, definitely. Is there anything that you're looking forward to this year as far as opportunities that you're, um, yeah, seeing that are available for you?
Well, again, I think, from the investment side, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities. And then also from the home inspection side with increased volume, that's going to, it's going to bring more business on the home inspection side. I'm actively expanding that, bringing on more inspectors. And so anticipating uh, that increase in sales transactions. And again, with looking at rents going up slightly, we've we've actually had decreases in rents across, excuse me, some of our properties, and so those are starting to go back up. So I think it's going to be a good year across the board. Um, I think now is the time to acquire additional real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. And are you investing in a specific market?
So I live in Virginia. I have properties in Virginia. I have properties in North and South Carolina. I am looking forward to, I would like to purchase more property in the North Carolina area. Um, and then also, in the Central Virginia area near where I'm located. And I think, South Carolina is a good market. The taxes have gone up so much that it's difficult to cash flow, especially the taxes are higher there for non-occupied real estate, which has made it really tough to cash flow. So uh, I'm looking mainly at North Carolina and Virginia.
Awesome. What advice would you give to someone that's looking to get started in investing or is early on in their journey?
I think the biggest thing is to just take the step to do it. Obviously, educate yourself, have your finances in order, but I think the biggest thing is just taking that first step. Uh, Again, listen to podcasts, educate yourself. And the other thing I would say is understand what your goal is. I have people ask me frequently, it's like, is this a good deal? Well, it depends. What's your goal? Are you looking for cash flow? Are you looking for equity? Are you going to do short-term rental? You going to do a flip? What are you trying to get out of real estate in this particular property? So you have to know what your goal is. And it can't just be, well, I want to make money, because we all want to make money, but how do you want to make money? Again, do you want to cash flow it, equity? What is your personal financial situation? What kind of income do you have? I would say the biggest step is to just do it. I think so many people want to do it and hesitate and never take that step. And then it's 10 years later and they've never done it.
Yeah, definitely. I think the action piece can take people a little bit. What would you say like the first actions are for maybe someone that's in the thinking phase?
I would say if you're brand new and don't know anything about real estate, first thing I would say is read Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's um, the classic book that everybody starts with. I actually wrote a book myself called The Millionaire Firefighter, and it's really about, it's not a how-to book, but it's more of a motivational book. But, understand the objectives, understand your goals, listen to podcasts, listen to what other people have done, um, go to investor meetups, talk to other investors. And it's really hard to say is, when do I have enough education? I think if you understand the basics, you understand the finances, truly understanding what your numbers are. A lot of people think if the difference between the rent and the mortgage is $300, then they're going to cash flow $300. And it's not that simple. So understanding the numbers, but, again, educating yourself and then taking that first step. Um, there's a lot of online calculators that help people with the numbers, run a bunch of scenarios, run those scenarios past, some experienced investors, get their take, and then just take that step.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like having the financials and everything in order is the most important part.
Yeah, I would say definitely the financials. A lot of people don't understand the financials. Um, turnover cost, the vacancy, the taxes, um, you know, getting a handle on that and and then
Yeah. Well, before we wrap up here, if someone wants to reach out, connect, learn more, where can people find you and connect with you?
they can find us, they can go to our website, clatterbuckinspections.com, also on LinkedIn under Greg Clatterbuck, and be happy to chat and answer questions and share experiences.
Perfect. Well, appreciate your time, your story, and your perspective. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Of course. And for those that are tuning in, if you got value, make sure that you have subscribed. We've got more conversations with operators like Greg who are building real businesses, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.